Hey, it's Wolfy-Chan, and I'm back with another manga review. And this manga is Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 1. So I thought, hey, because I watched Fullmetal Alchemist, the original anime, why not indulge in the manga and give you a, yes, volume by volume review? Just like I'm doing with Bleach and Oran High School, or Host Club. There you go. I thought, why not Full Metal? Because, hey, I love it. It's awesome. So this one, of course, starts out with our main character, Edward Alphonse, and Edward and Alphonse Elric. There you go. Give me a second. I got it. So they are in the desert and trying to get to this town that they've heard rumors that the Philosopher's Stone is going to pop up at. So they then, I don't think they show the desert part. Just review. No, they're already at the bar. I liked personally the desert part because it's a funny gimmick that made me giggle. So I liked that part, but hey, life. So they're already at kind of where the watering hole kind of is, and are eating and chowing down with this guy who's like, "Oh, how's the religious sermon for you guys?" And they're like, "I'm agnostic. I don't really care." So what happens is Alphonse, or Al, gets up, hits the wall with his head, because at this point in time, he is, of course, full metal. Not the Fullmetal Alchemist, though. Also, in the very, very beginning, we get the whole experience of he's gone, and he's talking about Al. But so Al bumps his head. The box itself drops, breaks. That was having the sermon bounded out, and they fix it. Well, then Rose comes up, talks about how the priest who makes these miracles does this, and that you can come and see them, and that he has a miracle, that he's going to do for her, and it's really awesome. So Alphonse, or Ed is a bit skeptical about this. So he follows, talks to her at this little shrine place, and tells them that a human is made out of this, which you find out from somewhere else if you watch Matt Pat's video about that the whole thing is wrong. That's a pretty cool one. I didn't actually think of... I thought that it was, just a general thing in Fullmetal Alchemist. There's this much amount of water, there's this much amount of phosphor, and I was about to say cocaine, but there's no cocaine in a human body unless you do it, which you shouldn't do that. No. But there's calcium, there's fluoride, there's lots of stuff in your body that makes a human body, but that doesn't bring back the soul. That's an important, crucial thing. That's the whole thing of equivalent exchange. You must, which is repeated in the anime a lot, and I like that, but it's not really talked about here. But there's a whole thing of equivalent exchange. You must give something to get something in return. Where Edward basically comes up, sees one of his moments that he makes flowers out of nothing, and Ed's like, that's alchemy. That's not a miracle. But how does he do it? There needs to be an exchange. You can't do it for free. So the priest kind of finds out that there's a state alchemist in there, and of course that leads up into a fight with them, and he's making Chimera, and has a Philosopher's Stone, which Ed's like, fights with this Chimera looking thing, and is like, that's on a Philosopher's Stone, I'm a state alchemist, yada yada. The priest runs off after the whole town finds out about that he's kind of a liar, that he's not just full of miracles. And then we meet the homunculi, or the homunculuses. No, I think homunculi was exactly where I was. Homunculus, basically, in this world, is that somebody has tried to make human life, has tried to get someone back from the dead, which you can't do that. You have to use equivalent exchange. Well, the byproduct of that are the homunculi, and they, in and of itself, they have the 7 deadly sins with them, but it's not really explained. Like, they're made, and then they have a consciousness, but they're not humanoid until a while later. And the people who try to do these exchanges and stuff, like, you don't hear about them afterwards, and you don't really hear a lot about the people who made these. I mean, Al and Ed tried to make their mother, spoilers, and that turns into the homunculus of Sloth, which you find out in the anime. Sorry, lots of spoilers. But you see them, and you don't see the connection to the people who've done it. You meet Edward, and he's, of course, he's lost a couple limbs. And he's lost his brother, which then he, does this. But we'll get to that, I'm guessing, when the manga kind of goes to it. But the homunculi were kind of, lust and gluttony were kind of supplying and helping the priest. And he's like, this philosopher's stone broke. How is it a philosopher's stone? Well, it wasn't. And of course, she's like, you've drawn your usefulness, and kills him. And then greed starts eating him, and it's like, you shouldn't eat that stuff. Which, really? Really? Whatever. But, nah. It then goes up to the part where Ed and Al are going into this town, which is a coal mining town, and the mines have been closed off because one of the people who are kind of with the alchemists has basically stopped it and made it that, you have to pay a lot and all this stuff, so you can't do it anymore. And Edward sees the injustice about this and is like, I'm not all for it. I'm not even anywhere near it. Just, it's a nope to a no. And, of course, everyone in town hates state alchemists because of this stuff that's happening with them. And Ed plays that off, like, no, fine, whatever. And goes with this guy who's maybe an alchemist. It's not truly said, but I think he is. And basically buys out the mine, which he just uses dirt to make it into gold. Fair exchange. It's dirt. Dirt is dirt. Gold is from dirt. But it doesn't stay gold. So he buys the mines back and basically bargains with one of the people that, hey, you know what? The price for this mine is too high, and I bet you won't be able to pay it, but let's try. And the bartender who was kicking him out and was mean to him was like, what's the price? Well, here's the price. I need a room for 2 nights and a meal for all those nights. That's the price. It's pretty steep, isn't it? And the guy, of course, kind of starts crying. He's like, that is a steep price. But you know what? A deal's a deal. Takes it. He gets the deed to the mine. The original guy, who's very greedy, is like, what happened to the gold? It's all dirt now. Well, it was originally dirt. It was never going to stay metal. And he was like, well, I sold the deed to the mine to the actual people, so they're the landowners, and I have a feeling they may kick you out. And of course, a fight ensues, and Ed is basically telling the guy that, hey, you know what? I'm going to tell the alchemists what you did. So, good try. No dice. It then leads up to the last part in this manga, which is the train fight. This leads up to meeting Roy Mustang, Hawkeye, and the fight and stuff that happens in the train and all that stuff. So it's leading up to that. Can't wait until that one, because that was my more favorite scene in the anime, was meeting Roy and seeing how Ed dealt with the situation on the train. So I really liked that part, and I really can't wait for the second one, which luckily I have up there, but I'll give you a review of the second one later. So, if you like this video, definitely leave a like, leave it in the comment section below. Have you read Fullmetal Alchemist, and who's your favorite character? In this part, I liked Rose. I liked Al. I always have a sweet spot for Al. And Roy. Roy Mustang is like, I think he's pretty much one of my favorite characters. So meeting him in this one is awesome. So I'm a fan. So, and definitely don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. because I do upload every day from Sunday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday, something new, something old, something different. Come back every day for something new, or at least a new video. And if you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I have the links down below. And I hope that you are having a very wonderful, wonderful day. Wolfy-Chan out. Bye.